You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We're addressing that, ma'am.
The commercial drone industry is in its infancy. So much so that the FAA is having a difficult time separating aerial drone photography from actual commercial use. One thing the FAA seems to have a clear understanding of is Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos' intent to fill our skies 400 feet or below with drones whizzing packages to Amazon's Prime members. Amazon has been awarded the FAA's Experimental Airworthiness Certificate, allowing Bezos to adhere to the FAA's provisions. What could go wrong?
I have two words for you: predator drones. You will never see it coming.
InfoWars writer Kurt Nimmo reported on February 14, 2013, former Constitution Party presidential candidate Chuck Baldwin notes, the introduction of drones, machines used to kill untried supposed terrorists and their families, and no small number of innocent bystanders in the United States, means the government is ready to use military force against the American people. Your federal government, along with numerous local and state police agencies, is preparing to use instruments of war against the citizens of the United States, Baldwin writes, and numerous local and state police agencies are standing in line to participate. I ask you, do the U.S. Congress, the FAA, and our local and state authorities plan to arm these drones with more than surveillance cameras? As if that's not bad enough, should we expect that the drones that will be flying over our neighborhoods would be armed with machine guns and missiles? You may ask how Predator drones that kill 50 civilians for every one terrorist overseas pose a threat here in the United States. Obama's killing machines operating in America were legalized when he signed in the NDAA at the stroke of midnight, December 31st, 2011. In addition to rendition, the NDAA allows for the establishment of 6 national test sites where drones, including MQ-9 Reaper drones flying out of Hancock Field in New York, will fly through civil airspace. The government is busily preparing the groundwork to normalize the use of drones in the United States, and the Justice Department has provided the quasi-legal groundwork for their use in assassination, in direct violation of the Constitution. This is how the government finally unleashes the death blow to the average American's right to privacy. A smooth transition for a dictator to operate without getting his hands dirty as we approach the singularity. As Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos's deliveries increase in regularity, our rights diminish. So enjoy those speedy deliveries. It was Molière who said, "Unreasonable haste is the direct road to error."
The drone program that the CIA runs is a huge supportive element of U.S. national power.
John Bound for Infowars.com.
Is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the resistance. We are the InfoWar.
government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds. Is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. No one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. Just one of the key compounds, BioPQQ, is backed by major clinical studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? We now have the synergistic solution. Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good, brother.
Just recently started using your products. Everything you said about them is correct. Me and my wife both use a lot of them, and it's made a lot of changes in our lives here.
Well, thank you, brother. It's because it also funds our operation, but doing that, I know I've got to have the highest quality. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals.
We do the Super Male and the Super Female Vitality. Big changes, a lot of energy. We've gotten off of the cheap energy drinks, energy shots, saving a ton of money there.
Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency. They want to stun and dumb down, and energy drinks and stuff just cover that up for a while, but then burn you out, in my experience, whereas stuff that gets your glands naturally going goes right to the source. So it's pretty exciting, and I love it. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on this Wednesday, the 25th day of March, 2015. We have an unprecedentedly important transmission going out worldwide. This broadcast is countering the corporatists that are anti-free market, that are establishing the first planetary cashless society, world government built around eugenics. Humanity has faced attempts at domination, has faced corrupt empires, but now for the first time, since the days of Alexander the Great, elites have a real shot at global domination and planetary rule. And in this new system, the elite want to dominate the individual's mind and soul itself. It is full spectrum dominance. It is global domination.
Is the U.S. involved with any procuring of weapons, transfer of weapons, buying, selling, anyhow transferring weapons to Turkey out of Libya?
To Turkey? It is a big idea, a new world order.
How is it that this organization is so well-funded, so organized?
Islamic State-linked militants have gained a stronger foothold in Libya, seizing new economically vital areas of the country.
The leader of ISIS in Libya is none other than Abdel Hakim Belhaj, and of course he was armed to the teeth by NATO.
A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order.
The Russians say they're negotiating with North Korea to hold joint military exercises. Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin teaming up creating an ominous alliance against the United States.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is aggressively opposing the nuclear deal that the U.S. government is negotiating with Iran.
Saudi Arabia is apparently prepared to allow Israeli jets into its airspace to conduct attacks on Iran.
We have an unprecedented opportunity to build a new world order.
I set up a foundation in Ukraine and played an important part in events now.
Ukraine is set to receive the first tranche of an International Monetary Fund aid package.
We had brokered a deal to transition power in Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin is on the move.
Only when this transformation is complete will we be able to take full measure of the opportunities presented by this new and evolving world order.
It's known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
Ladies and gentlemen, the globalists are manipulating world events to bring in planetary crises so that they can sell the idea of open world government. This is what comes out of Davos, Switzerland, what the Financial Times of London is openly admitting, what CNBC is admitting, what Brzezinski wrote last year in his new best-selling book. It's what David Rockefeller is talking about. That's why the elite is funding Al-Qaeda and ISIS and others. And at the same time, these elite groups are making hundreds of billions of dollars globally a year out of military contracts and private contracts to counter the very threats that they are initiating. Problem, reaction, solution. But if we blame the military, or we blame the government, or we even blame the average IRS agent, we are falling into the New World Order plan. They plan to bring this country down and every other sovereign nation when they're done. After they have the nation states already controlled by the globalists, already under global government via treaty, carrying out the planetary takeover, then the individual nations and capitalism gets the blame. Our military gets the blame when we paid for it and go bankrupt under it and then won't even give the veterans the health care to take care of them. The war against sovereign nations is about destroying sovereign nations when they fight each other. It's about bankrupting us. It's about degrading us. It's about breaking down our culture and our society. And that's exactly what everybody can see has now happened here. The crises, the intensification of the destabilization is only going to be accelerating from this point out. But here's the good news. Historians, social engineers, psych warfare chiefs, they've all written in public books and documents that we've reviewed here on air and made films about that there are times of intense change when the global engineers will unfreeze societal systems. And then during that fluctuating elastic period, that liquid period, that gaseous period, they will attempt to rearrange things. But during the flux, during this time of change, if we get involved, we can move things just as easy or easier as they can. The problem is the individual and the freedom lover never desires to be in control, never desires to be involved because we're loners. And so the collectivists team up and organize and are beating us on every front because we do not seek power. Well, if we don't want to be slaves, we're going to have to engage the enemy. We're going to have to get very aggressive with them. And I've been doing this 20-plus years. Let me tell you, they're scared of us. They shake in fear. Corrupt congressmen, mayors, Justice Department officials. I've confronted Janet Reno, Hillary Clinton personally, corrupt FBI agents involved in Waco. They shake when they know that you're aware of what's going on and you see through the matrix and you understand the larger plan. Because most of them are just mercenaries who are scared themselves. And you'll find out later, don't like what they're involved in, and they'll pull you aside and say, listen, I'm scared. You don't know what they've got on us and what they do. So it is a house of cards. It is a giant Game of Thrones where the elite are manipulating the different capitals of the world and individuals against each other.
And it's so obvious now. I want to open the phones up today ahead of Sheriff Richard